Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. And I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect.
Wagwan people, Lumini here, back in with another episode of the Mind Save here on my channel. Now, I have to do a little bit of explaining at the beginning of this one. Obviously, things can be a little bit disjointed. I asked for your recommended signings at the end of last season because I wanted to compile them all and get transfers done. But obviously, in doing that, I rushed out and did the first episode. So you guys will see some signings that I've already made and probably recommend others. But in this episode, we're probably going to finish the transfer window. So what I'll do is I'll compile your ones that you say for summer, and I'll probably move them ahead to January and then make some of those signings then. One big signing that I did really like the idea of, that one of you recommended, I'll put up on the screen now, is signing Manuel Neuer and then signing a young goalkeeper to go alongside him. So we're going to go ahead and go straight in for Manuel Neuer. I'm going to offer 3 million. So maybe looking for a little bit of a fresh start to see if he can get some game time elsewhere. And we've got a goalkeeper spot, considering that Robin Zentner hasn't been amazing for us recently. He's happy to take a pay cut to come here as well. We'll offer him just 22 and he will take that. So big goalkeeper signing coming in here. Manuel Neuer will join us, most likely to take over Robin Zentner's role, and then we'll sell Robin Zentner on and then sign another goalkeeper. It's only 3 million. Like we say, he's an Asian player. He's going to drop this season, but at the moment at 86, definitely a decent start for us. The player that I want to bring in, I was going to potentially say, oh, we could use one of our own youth players, but it would have been Maya, and I've already loaned him out, so we won't do that. What we will do is a player that I wanted to bring in beforehand is Guillaume Restes, but I didn't think he was quite at the level to bring him in yet. At 19, 74 rated currently, to play back up to Manuel Neuer, I think it would be a good bit of negotiations from us. 12, I can accept 12. There you go. Restes deal is agreed. We'll see if we can get him a contract now. No release clause, that's great. Only 5k a week, again, that's great. So 2 goalkeepers coming in here. That will be our goalkeeping position pretty much locked up. I'm not 100% sure yet if we're going to transfer list Zentner, or if we're just going to wait and see if a deal comes in for him. Obviously that does also mean that I need to get myself a new captain. It is auto assigned it to Amiri. I don't think Amiri is the player I want to give captain to. I think I'm going to give it to Ludovic York. Obviously a very experienced player for us, top goal scorer for us last season, so I think he would be a good player to have that. We've still got a bunch of scouting going on. You guys have said about bringing in a striker to rotate with Ludovic York. That is something I'm definitely going to look into. I'm kind of tempted to bring in Sidi Sane, but I need to look up more about him as well. Like I said, we still got all these players that we're scouting as of yet. But transfer offer coming in here from Stade Reims for Moussa Diarra. He's not really a player that I'm planning on letting go at the moment. Reece transfer offer coming in. We did just have 2 youth lad offers coming in, but I wasn't too interested in showing them because I was just going to negotiate them down. I'm going to try and get 1 million for Reece. If we can't get 1 million or just over 1 million, then what I'll do is I'll add a sell-on clause. They won't come up to 1 million, so Reece for now will be staying. More offers coming in here. They're offering us Tyler Wolf in exchange, who is a terrible looking player. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to reject because you guys clearly do not have the money to be making this deal right now. We've also got Brighton coming in for Prestiani. There's absolutely no way that I accept that, especially since it's only 3 million. Dortmund here have come in for Barrero Martins. We did last season reject Chelsea. No, this season reject Chelsea. Again, I agree with that players should be allowed to go to bigger clubs if they get the opportunity, and I will let him go, but they have to pay significantly. You don't often see clubs just letting players go for peanuts because a big club comes in, so I'm not going to do that for an important player. If they want him, I will sell him, but it has to be at the price that I want. Schaefer's loan agreement will come in, so we'll accept that and see if he goes out. He did reject his last offer to Besiktas, so who knows. We've now got a Baumgartner transfer offer coming in. Gonna reject that, as I think I only want to let him leave on loan. Another offer coming in, this time from Seattle Sounders for Reese. So let's go in again. More negotiations. Another MLS team for the player. They're not even willing to negotiate, so I'm guessing that they did not have the money at all. We will see Baumgartner here joining, I think it's Braunschweig. I probably completely butchered that, but he will be joining them on loan. We've still got loads of scout reports come back in. I think Sekou Koita is the player that I may bring in. I'm going to add Zentner to the transfer list, I think. Got a premium on goalkeepers at the moment, but 2 of them should be leaving. Centre back wise, we could probably, actually we definitely do need to bring in another centre back, so that's something to look into. Right backs, obviously they're all out on loan. I think I'm probably going to make Tariq Lamptey a right mid. Midfield, I think we probably need another defensive midfielder. Because after KD Barre, Barrero Martins and Mangala, it kind of drops off a little bit. So we probably will bring in another midfielder. Left midfield I'm happy with. Cam I'm pretty much happy with. We might bring in another youth player, but I do obviously have 2 or 3 here in the bell I'm going to keep on board. Schaefer should be going out on loan, but we do have Amiri Nabel, Pichler and Hoffman. Right wing, I'm happy with Gelson, Martins, Prestiani, and probably going to be, I've literally just talked about it. Lamptey. Draxler was probably going to go left mid as well. Striker, like I said, I do want to bring someone else in. We got Martial, Jork, and Bergzorg at the moment. Gruder and Wiper can also play in there, but so we've got a lot of options here at centre back. Diakabi, Agbadu, Klosterman's even an option. Tilo Kehrer, I think, is one that these 2 I'm very tempted by to bring them back to the Bundesliga. I think Bayer probably makes more sense than Kehrer just because Bayer is younger. We've also got Roulat, who I was a big fan of. He played against us a couple of times last season. He was very good. Ogbu looks very good in terms of his pace. I think he could be a pretty big player out wide. There's Mamadou Fall, who I think also looks decent. His work rates are a little bit scuffed, but he looks decent. Then we've got the likes of Totti Gomez and Senesi, who've just gone down. Rugani now has moved, so we'll remove him quickly. We've got Udokai as well. I think the one that I'm feeling the most is Jordan Bayer. I wanted to bring him in last season, but we couldn't quite afford him. So let's go ahead and see if we can get Bayer in now. 12 million. They don't want Zentner. They're also lost patience. Go 10 million with the 10% sell on. 10.6. You know what? We'll accept 10.6 with the 10% sell on. So if you come up with 22 without the sell on, we will bring in another centre back in the form of Jordan Bayer, bringing him to Germany. I don't know if he's been in Germany before, actually. I would assume so, being a German player, but he could actually just be a German player that played abroad. I'll have to look that up myself, or if any of you guys know. So we are obviously now getting through the money a little bit. We have now only got 11 million left in the budget, but I think that is a big signing for us that we definitely needed. Obviously, I said I plan to use Anthony Cassie at centre back a little bit more, but I don't 100. Oh, it didn't tell me he was injured. Wait, what? It didn't tell me on the transfer list that he was injured. I thought it was meant to do that. Ah, no. How long's he injured for? Sprained knee. It's only 12-day injury, so it's not too bad. It didn't tell me that he was injured. I probably would have gone for somebody else. We're not miles away from our first game of the season against Augsburg. But like I said, yeah, we are obviously now getting through the money a little bit, so I think we will have to make a couple of sales. I think there's a couple players that I still want to move out. Obviously we've got Zentner there now. I think like maybe Lucas Lowe, Schulz, Viper, maybe even Bergs, or some of those players could potentially do with moving on. The next signing I would make, I'm not going to make it yet, would be a striker. I am definitely in between the realms of Kelvin Yeboah, Sekou Koita or Josh Sargent, but I haven't decided which one as of yet. So we're going to wait and just advance and see if we can make a sale to get a little bit more money up. Because ideally, I would like another central midfielder another central midfielder and a striker before we wrap up this window. All the MLS sides are coming in, and all the MLS sides keep offering me players that I don't want. I'm going to go ahead and now just start delegating for Reese, because honestly, it's starting to get on my nerves. I'm not going to accept less than 950, I think. Schaefer will accept a loan this time to Midtjylland, and he will be out on a 12-month loan in Denmark, I believe it is. So that will be a decent experience for him. Another Barrero transfer offer coming in here. This time from Lens plus a player. Not a player that I'm interested in, and to be honest, I don't think Lens are a team that he would go to. That I've just seen there is a little bit of an issue. Reese again, we're just gonna delegate like I have done, but as you can see there, the young man Philip Hoffman, our cam, has got an offer coming here from Dortmund. And now why this is a problem is because obviously Dortmund are a big side and they're very good at developing young talent. I think we have to negotiate sell-on clause. They're not willing to give me the sell-on clause. I think that's fair enough. Like, if we're going to give you a young player, we deserve a sell-on clause. Maxine Leichenau, we also have a transfer offer coming in for him. I'm not completely against letting Leish go, considering we've got Cassie and now Jordan Bayer that can play at the back. If we can get 7.5, maybe? They're happy with that. So Leish may be off to Spain. A lot of our players have been sold to Spain recently. It's a little bit weird. Got a lot of transfer offers coming in for Barrera Martins right now. Spurs now coming in for Barrera Martins. Like I said, we could let him go, but you've got to match the price that I'm asking for, and the price at the moment is 45 million. If you're not willing to come up anywhere near 45 to 30 million, I'm not willing to talk to you about it, basically. Well, if that's your final offer, Ange, then I'm not interested in talking about it anymore. Really, now you can see now on the list, or not the list, the calendar, that we are almost at our first game. Former captain Robin Zentner getting a transfer offer in here from Galatasaray. I'm going to actually just go up. Obviously, he's in his last year, so I'm going to go up to 10. See if they'll meet me at 10. They come back down to 8. Do you know what? Fine, I'll accept 8. I kind of just want Zentner out of the club, to be honest. Leish will be leaving us to join Getafe for 7.5 million. I think that's a decent deal for us, considering we just brought in Bayer. We still got Cassie. We got Matip back there as well. I think that probably just makes sense. Another Zentner offer coming in here from AFC Bournemouth. Again, we'll just accept that because I can't be bothered to negotiate. Deals. There goes Robin Zentner. Can't lie, not sad to see the back of him. Robin Zentner will be joining Bournemouth. That deal actually went through incredibly fast. Clearly, he did not have much interest at all in joining and joining up with Galatasaray, so he will be gone. More negotiations break down there. We've got a bunch of scouting come back here that I'll just do with you guys. This is someone that you guys recommended, who may be a player. It might be a player that I look to bring in. I don't really want to let Cassie go considering we just sold Leish, so I think I'm going to reject that and move forward into dealing with our own transfer. Like I said, I want a striker and I want a... Okay, Punch just moved, so we'll get rid of him. And I want a midfielder. The striker I think I want the most is Sekou Koita or Kelvin Yeboah. Now, if we went Kelvin Yeboah, the only problem with going for Kelvin Yeboah is obviously he's the same age as Sekou Koita. Sekou Koita can also play cam, but he's 5 ratings below Kelvin Yeboah. There is the option of Josh Sargent as well to come off the bench. He can also play right mid as well, so that's another one. Does he have Relentless? He does. It's a tough one. I think we're going to go ahead and go for Sekou because obviously Cole got relegated. So maybe we'll be able to pick him up on a bit of a cheap deal. And I am going to negotiate that way. Because like I said, why does everybody want Cassie? Like I said, they did get relegated. So they don't really have that much of a leg to stand on. We'll go 12. Oh, I didn't even see the 15% sell-on clause. I don't want that in there. So that deal for Sekou Koita may fall through because I actually don't want to pay that money. Got a Lorenz Muller loan offer coming in from Heidenheim. Again, another team that went down. Bundesliga 2, I think he should get a decent bit of play time, so I will actually accept that. Obviously, we were debating whether to keep him or not, but I think with that, it would make more sense. I want 80 million plus the 15%. I think I'm going to say no to Sekou Koita for now, just because I think the more pressing matter is to bring in another rotational midfielder over a rotational striker. Though I do want one, I think we could probably get away a little bit more with waiting on that. Now, there's a couple players here. I was going to go for Martel, but his 14 million for Martel for me seems like a lot of money at the moment, so I'm not sure I'm really willing to pay that. There's also the likes of Rank. Sorry, my nose is itching ridiculously. I did want to bring in Donny van der Beek, but I don't know if we maybe have too many older players. I actually think, out of the options that I like the look of, Asta Vranch, I think you pronounce it, would be a good one at 6 foot. Could be a decent box to box. I'm going to go in for him to negotiate for somebody else. They're going to take some time to assess, so that's fine. We'll probably play the first game of the season before. I want to propose Manuel Neuer for captain. I would give the captaincy to Manuel Neuer, but being a new signing, I think we're going to keep it with a Jork who's been at the club. They're just really on 12-4 right now, aren't they? What about 12 flat? They're happy with 12 flat, right? So 12 for Asta. That is an okay price. It's a little bit more than I wanted to pay. I'll grant that because I actually think it's probably worth it, but we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Only 14k a week as well. Asta will come in to join us. That is a very important signing for our midfield rotation. Like I said, it's a little bit more money than I want to pay for the 12 million, but I don't think it's a huge overpay, so I think we have to be happy with that. Decent young player to come in and rotate into our midfield now. Striker-wise, I'm at a bit of an impasse right now, and I think I might leave it till after this game, because my heart wants to bring in Kelvin Yeboah, but my head is saying that probably going for someone like, I don't know, Gagano, Bamba Dieng, they're probably smarter signings. I don't know. I'm going to play this first game of the season. And then after that, we will have a look into our striker situation. Obviously, new formation for us. A lot of new players. It's going to be interesting to see how we start the season. But as is customary with the beginning of most seasons, we have got a press conference to do. So let's get that done first now. Welcome everybody. Let's get this underway. How are you feeling about the upcoming season? Yeah, you know, we were feeling confident about going into this season. Obviously, last season we got off to a good start with a win as well. We want to minimum meet that target of trying to get a win in the first game again. But obviously, things don't always go perfectly to plan. Things can change. But yeah, that is our plan and that is our hope. A lot of new signings in. Do you think they're going to hit the ground running? It can take any manner of time for a player to settle in at a new club. We feel like everybody that we're picking for this game is integrating well already. Luckily, we've had pre-season with a fair few of the new signings. A couple of the ones that are just coming in now probably might take a little bit longer to click into gear quite as quickly, but with a good bulk of the signings we've had a good pre-season with, and we're confident that everyone's going to integrate well and help the team move forward. Obviously, last season you got off to a quick start, but then dropped into a bit of a relegation battle for a good majority. Are you confident that you can avoid a similar thing happening this season? Look, our aim never was to be struggling last season. As you could see towards the end of the season, I feel like we really clicked into our real form and turned things around and ended up finishing mid-table. But obviously we want to improve on that this season. We can't get overconfident. We can't get ahead of ourselves. We know that this league is still one of the toughest in the world. And we're going to have to be on top form. But we've put pieces in place to be on that form. And that's what we hope to do going forward this season, is to improve and see where we can finish. Thanks, guys. Right, big one. First game of the season. This really sets the pace for how things are going to be going forward. Cassie, Matip, Hansa Olsen, the new back three. Manuel Neuer, the new goalkeeper. Mangala, Barrero, Martins. Neto, Amiri, Martins in the midfield. Martial and the Jork making a strike partnership up top. A lot of new bodies to integrate. A lot of players to prove themselves. Manuel Neuer obviously dropped out of rotation, a lot to prove. Anthony Martial had a bit of a struggle in his career, a lot to prove. Pedro Neto, who went down with Wolves, has a lot to prove. Quickly, not guaranteed. Why do I always say that? Confirmed. Bello, Adams, Okugawa, Maya, Rebekshai, Breithaupt, Pedersen, Oxford, Udokai, Sugawara, Deme. Decent little side for them. Gumney, didn't know he was here. Something I have done as well is we have a bunch of different tactics now. So we have a 5-back for more defensive stuff. We have more attacking formations with the 4-back as well. We will be starting in a 3-back. So I have listened to you guys. I've not completely ignored you and just decided to go with a 3-back. I have listened. And Miri gets back very well there though. Mangala finds Martial on the run. He cuts inside, doesn't quite get a shot off, but will fall to Amiri, and Amiri on his debut will get us our first goal of the new season and his first goal of his Mainz career. It's a little bit lucky as the shot from Martial is blocked as he tries to curl one here, but falls straight to Amiri, who gambles on it, and then an outside of the foot shot from Amiri into the bottom corner. The new era of Mainz starts with a 1-0 lead, and Nadem Amiri is the player to get it. Neto, Amiri, can he curl one? Oh, doesn't quite get the shot right there, Nadem Amiri. Can Cassie win the header? Not quite. And now this is the first real breakaway that we've got to deal with. Okugawa getting pushed out wide from Matip, and Matip does well to block. Matip doesn't do too well on that tackle there, but does block it again. Gelson Martins now should win it. Well, it goes for a throw. Only 1 minute left. We don't want to rush, like I said. Bergzorg is going to pick up an injury here, though, with a bad challenge. And you can see it's getting a bit heated there. It was a bad tackle from Breathe Out, to be fair. You can see it's not even close to getting the ball. I actually did want to send Bergzorg on the run, but unfortunately, it was kind of crowded out. Pedro Neto is just going to go down the wing here because they've let him. See if we can find a late Ajorc goal. Not quite, so it's going to be cleared. But that will be our first 3 points of the season. We did win our opening game last time. It's not as exciting as the first game where we won like 3-2 or something. But what it is a very, very solid performance from us all round. That is a great show from us in terms of controlling a game, controlling the ball, feeling pretty comfortable. Manuel Neuer, fair enough, had to make a couple saves, so it's not perfect defensive performance, but I don't think you're ever going to have a game where your keeper's not making a save at our current level, because we're not that dominant yet. I am going to give an inform, and I am going to give an inform to Joel Matip, because Joel Matip, in that middle of that defence, was absolutely huge, controlled the ball perfectly, made vital tackles, sprayed the ball out wide. Joel Matip, if he continues in that vein, has got a good future for the next couple of seasons here. Even if he's aging, I would definitely keep him around if he performs like that. So a good start to life in Season 2. Like I said, it's only first game. We can't get too ahead of ourselves. We did win our first game last season. So I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. The only thing we have left to do now... Oh, Mangala is ready to switch to a CDM. I was actually very impressed by Mangala as well. I thought he played very well in there. The only thing we have to do now is to work down towards... Sorry, Musa. Towards the transfer deadline day. Like I said, things are a little bit all over the place with the way that I've recorded these. I can't take all of your guys' advice. I will take as much as I can. And I think I have taken as much as I can with the signings of like Neuer and stuff. But I can't take it all. It's just how it is. I'll take it forward to January if you have some players that you wanted us to sign. The last thing that I want to do for this window is sign a rotational striker. And between Bamba Dieng and Kelvin Yeboah, the thing about Kelvin is that obviously he's very cheap. And I think for me, that's what I like more. I'm going to go in for Kelvin Yeboah. It may not be the signing that you guys think is the best, but it's the signing that I just kind of want. It's really hard to explain. I just kind of want to sign Kelvin Yeboah. It's just one of those things. Yeah, it's a cheap signing as well. Kelvin Yeboah is going to be the player that I go for. I'm sorry if you don't agree. If we have to end up signing another striker in January, then we will do so. That much, 12 grand a week. Well, it might end up being that we sign Bamba Dieng anyway, because Kelvin Yeboah, I don't really want to give him more than 10k, to be honest. And they're asking for 12, and that is not... I don't know if Kelvin Yeboah is worth 12 grand a week. They're going to take some time to think about it. 9.8 is the final figure I offered. I mean, if they don't accept that, then yeah, Bamba Dieng will be the player that we go for. They're still going for 12. I'm going to do one last... I'll give them 2 negotiations to come down to my price. If they do not do that, then we will move on to going for somebody else. 9.8 is the most I'm going for. Yeah, they're not coming down. Fortunately, Kelvin, I'm not really willing to pay you that much. So as much as you were the player that I wanted to sign, Bamba Dieng is the player that I'm going to go for instead, because you're a greedy motherfucker. Basically. Maybe slightly more difficult. Oh no, it isn't. 7 million and they're happy. I'm going to try and be a bit cheeky and bring that down and put that up. Because 19, again, feels like a lot for a player. It's just a rotational lad. I'm happy to take 17,500. So Bamba Dieng will be the player that we bring in as our rotational striker. He will sit on our bench instead of Bergzorg because... But yeah, Bamba Dieng will be the player that we bring in as our rotational striker. I like Bergzorg, but I just think I kind of... The profile of the player that I always had in my head that we were going to be rotating with was always a kind of pacey player, not necessarily a big man. Bergsorg has got decent pace, so that's why I said I probably will keep him around and rotate with him. Lorenz Müller will be going out on loan to Heidenheim in the Bundesliga 2. I'm not going to yet. Can you guys let me know, if you wouldn't mind, down in the comments below, do you want us to take an international job? I wouldn't be completely opposed against it. What kind of team, if you do want us to take one, what kind of team would you want us to take over? Let me know in the comments down below how you feel about international jobs. If you don't want it, I won't bother taking one. Hoffman has a loan agreement coming in here from Las Palmas. I would much rather he do that than leave us on it permanent. So yes, we will send him out. I'm not planning on making any signings myself on deadline day. Oh. Shit. That is something that I didn't even realise could happen. Ludovic Jorg has a release clause that I was not 100% aware of. He is 30 and it is his last year. 25 million isn't a bad price. That is very difficult. I don't think that I'm going to stop Ludovic Jorg moving if he wants to. What that does mean is I need to find another player to bring in. I think what I'll do... Ew. Shit. That is throwing a spanner in the works. I think Vitinha's maybe the player that I'd like to bring in. I kind of want a big man, though. Right, I have... I'm not going to be able to get a scout report back on this guy, but I remember a couple of you saying that maybe to sign Armando Broja. He is currently in loan. Chelsea are in loan talks with Cadiz to send him out on loan. Ideally, if a Jork's going to leave, if he leaves within the next hour and we can flip it and go straight for Broja, that would be ideal. It may not work out that way, so let's wait and see what happens. You can see it there. Ludovic Jork will be leaving to go and join Atalanta, I believe it is, in the Serie A for 25 million. Philip Hoffman also will be getting his loan move to UD Las Palmas. We now need to keep our fingers, toes, balls, everything crossed that Armando Broja has not joined Cadiz on loan. Because if he has, that is going to be a slight issue for the fact that I want him to be the player that replaces Ludovic Jork. Let's have a look. Please don't do this to me. He hasn't joined them on loan yet. They have accepted an offer for him though. I don't know how much Armando Broja is worth. We have 25 million to work with. This is a messy deadline day. What I'm going to do is think I'm going to go with an open offer of just a baseline of 15. They want 18. Okay, so we kind of got a gauge of the area that he's kind of in. 15 to 16. We'll go 16. 16.9 I'm happy with. Right. Can we get a contract done for the Albanian? Can we bring that down to 35? And I'll give you 600k sign on. 47. Just bring it down to 45. 45 feels better for me. I'll give you another 20 grand. They're happy with that. Armando Broja. Right, so we do manage to flip it immediately. That is huge because we were left for a minute there looking a little bit troubled up top. Ludovic Jork, our top goal scorer and new captain, leaves to join Atalanta. We have managed to immediately flip that money round and go ahead and sign a young, also big man up top in Armando Broja. He will now be alongside Anthony Martial up top. New strike partnership altogether. It was just new one player. Now it's new both players. 16.9 million. Armando Broja will join Mainz. Obviously that also means that we need to pick a new captain, because our captain just up and left. Going to put him on target player training. But yeah, big signing for us there. Armando Broja coming in to replace Ludovic Jork. I'd say that's a good flip, to be fair. Release clause being met for a 30-year-old player I think is fair enough. if he wanted to leave. I was giving him the option if he could have stayed if he wanted to, but he decided he wanted to leave. I think that's fair enough. This is tough. I don't think Barrow Martins quite has what it takes. It's between, for me, Hansa, Olsen and Neuer. I'm going to settle on Neuer for now. Another thing that I need from you guys, let me know in the comments down below who should be the captain. Should it be Hansa, Olsen, Matip or Neuer? Down below, let me know who you think the captain should be going forward this season. Reece transfer offer coming in from Basel. We will just negotiate this one, try and get it done. 900, you know what, fine, 900, you take him. Just get out of it with him, because otherwise I feel like we're not going to get any money from him, and then he's going to leave on a free at the end of the season anyway. He may not even have enough time to leave, because there's only an hour left, and he hasn't left yet. So I think, I think Reece is going to end up staying. He is. Fuck. Reece does end up staying. We don't even get... Oh, here it is. It just didn't pop up. Yeah, Reece does end up staying. Get a Prestiani offer coming from Brentford. Like I said, I'm not interested in letting Prestiani go. We do have a youth scout update. That's something that I actually forgot to do, is send the youth scouts out. Ernst Gruber now can be called up, really on that line of potential. But yeah, that is going to be it for us. The last thing we have to do just to round this episode off is to send our youth scouts out. I always keep one guy in our country that we're in. We're going to do Sweden. We're going to look for the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic. That's what we're going to do. But yeah, that is going to be it for this episode. Please like, subscribe, turn the notification bell to get notified when the next episode is available to you. Oh, let's not rush, Lewis. Calm down. Calm down. Let's quickly look through the squad. Unfortunately, Reece does end up staying with us. So hopefully in January we can sell him, or he'll sign a pre-contract and leave for a free. It's not ideal, but we do have our goalkeeping situation pretty much ironed out now, because obviously we've gotten rid of Zentner, which was the big problem. See, we've got decent rotation all round. Bayer will be able to play his first game for us now that we brought him in. Lamptey, he is going to be a right midfielder. I've got him training on that, so he will feature for us a little bit more after that. You can see we've got a shit ton of players out on loan. Mangala, Barre, Martins, all there for us as well. Decent rotation left mid. Vranch coming in as well, can also play that midfield role. And Miri, Cam, I think we're looking pretty decent as well. I think, to be fair, we've done well to pad out the squad in pretty much every area. Big changes up top with Armando Broja coming in. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this episode. Like I said all that stuff before, so I'm not going to bother saying it all again. But yeah, that's going to be the end of it. See you in the next one. Peace.